So in my line of work, one of the cool things is that I get to meet nice people. And typically I'm employed by the guys who sign the checks. Now I don't coach, so I never become their coach. And I never become their mentor, but I often become their confidant. And so we build relationships. And most of my work is long-term. And I have decade-long and longer relationships with some of the people who become my clients. And one such guy was Peter. Peter was the MD of a local operation of an international firm. Peter worked here in South Africa as an expat. And he suddenly found himself having to make a career choice when the company he was working for was the victim of a hostile takeover. And at the level that he works as the MD of a large company, it sort of is a deal where same day security escort you and your box of stuff off the property. I was meeting with Peter for a last cup of coffee before he left for Singapore, where he had found a new job. I met him at a coffee shop, which I sometimes use as an office. It was the second week of December, so the year had shut down. I was still hoping to finish one last deal before the year, something that I had been working on for months, and it was meant to come off during those few days. That morning I get a call that actually it's not going to happen now. They are going to sign off in the next quarter. I know it will come, but it's a little bit disappointing. I go sit down with Peter and jokingly say to him at breakfast, Peter, so why don't we have a vodka and orange? Now, I don't typically have vodka and orange for breakfast, but it was the second week of December. My deal had just not come off, and I thought that we would, Peter said, I can't. Why not, says I, because his boxes are packed, his furniture is on the water, he's leaving this weekend. I say, Peter, so why not? He says, because I decided this morning that I'm not going to drink today. I say, Peter, I'm sorry, I forgot. He says, no, don't be. It's a compliment. I say, Peter, how can it be a compliment that I forgot? He says, because you didn't come here saying to yourself, I'm meeting with my friend Peter, the alcoholic, so I must be careful about what I say. You came here saying to yourself, I'm going to hang out with my mate Peter for a while, and I take that as a compliment. I say, Peter, so if that's true, can I ask you more about this? This is the last opportunity I'm going to get. Peter says, sure you can. I say, Peter, do you still go to those meetings? He says, yes, I still go to the meetings. I say, Peter, how often do you go to the meetings? He says, I go every night. I say, Peter, you mean like Mondays to Thursdays? He says, no, I go every night. I say, Saturdays and Sundays? He says, which part of every night do you not understand? Peter's in his mid-50s. He's messed up 2 marriages. So he's dating. I say, Peter, so when you go on a date for the first time, what about the meeting? He says, no, we go to the meeting first. I say, Peter, when you travel on business, what if there isn't a meeting where you're going to? He says, I only travel to places where there are meetings. I'm desperate to catch him out. I say, Peter, what if you go on holiday to places where there are no meetings? He says, I don't take vacations in places where there are no meetings. I say, so you go every night? He says, yes. I say, Peter, how long have you been going to the meetings? He says, 10 years, 6 months, 4 weeks, and tonight will be 4 days. I say, Peter, you said that you decided this morning not to drink today. Are you speaking proverbially? Are you speaking metaphorically? Or did you really wake up this morning and choose not to drink today? He says, no, I decided this morning that I wouldn't drink today. He says, I make that decision every morning. I say, Peter, is it a conscious choice every day? He says, every day. I say, why? He says, because I have to start over every day. You see, I think the difference between you and me and Peter is that we're just not that serious about what it is we want to change. There's stuff we have to change, isn't there? There's stuff that's not working. There's stuff that we broke and needs repair. And we talk a lot about fixing it, don't we? And then maybe for a day or two we count the calories. Or maybe for a day or two we change the way we behave, and then we sort of slide away. I want to suggest to you that if you and I were as serious about changing stuff as Peter is about staying sober, that we would change stuff. But to do that, you have to decide every day. You see, you don't get to listen to a 10-minute pep talk and then something changes. You don't get to go to one good lecture or one good workshop or watch a motivational video and then think that something is going to change. Change happens when you make change happen. Change is difficult. The snag is there is no such thing as easy difficult. There is only difficult difficult. You see, we have to decide every day what it is that we want to change today. And you have to decide forever. Just like Peter, you and I can change things in our lives, but we have to be more serious about it. And for it to change, we're going to have to decide every day, starting today.